Fitzgerald for the win to draw Carolina within a half game in the division from 28. And Carolina has won.
The Falcons desperately needed this one to keep their postseason hopes, division hopes, and aspirations alive.
Everything sucks.
The nightmare from which we cannot awake continues. Falcons lose in the Benz 30-27 in overtime, and now they go away from the Benz for a couple of games. This is The Locker Room on The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. 6 o'clock hours brought to you by Right From The Heart. You can sign up and receive daily devotionals by email at rightfromtheheart.org. Falcons, they lose now not their second, third, or fourth, their fifth game in a row. First time since 2023. Bryce Young, a career day, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Falcons defense, it looked good or decent early as you're up 21-7, and then it did not come away with what you want to on film. Gave up some big conversions, 3rd and long, 4th and short, and you just couldn't get off the field. And then at the end of the game, you have Kirk Cousins in because Michael Penix Jr. has a knee injury, and now reports that Drake London needs an MRI as this season just continues to spiral down into an abyss.
Yeah, it's really bad when you think about what's going on. Kirk Cousins comes in and goes 6 of 14, a couple of drops for him, so thanks for nothing for the supporting cast and trying to find a way to win a game in a situation which is not what you're looking to do. I didn't think he looked terrible, but he didn't get much help from guys around him. I don't know. This is going to be very interesting if, in fact, Kirk Cousins has to finish the season out as your quarterback, dude.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine? And it's just one thing after another with this football team. The sacks are fun and awesome and great, but it kind of has put a Band-Aid on what is not a very good defense. Mm-hmm. And we thought Jeff Ulbrich was going to be the babe, the boy for a minute. But that has gone away in big fashion the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Kirk Cousins threw a couple of hospital balls. He tried to get people killed, so I know there were some drops associated with it. He was throwing balls, the YOLO shots.
Darnell Mooney got ragdolled over the middle on a seam route versus cover 2. Tried to throw it right down the pipe. Maybe the ball was hanging a little bit too long. Maybe
who was it he threw the slant to? Was it Kyle Pitts that just the safety came up?
Drake got blasted.
Or it was Drake, yeah. It's okay.
53, remember the linebacker
Mooney
came
took
from
a
inside.
shot to the solar plexus.
Yeah.
You know what that is, Brian Finneran? He took one right to the solar plexus. And
thank you, Gordon Solar.
I thought that took 3 years off of his life. I mean, but he's rusty. He's the backup now, and so your timing with the number 1 wide receivers is going to be a little bit off.
Yeah, it's going to be off, and now if Drake London's going to be out for any time, I don't know who the hell is going to play receiver for us moving forward if Drake's not out there. Kyle Pitts might literally have to line up at receiver full time. I'm under the notion right now that if Michael Penix, it's even a couple of weeks, you're done for the year. I don't need to risk the potential future of my franchise for what could potentially be a lame duck coach, a lame duck general manager, and a season that's gone awry. Now, if he's able to come back this week, fine. You go back out there and you finish out the year. But if he misses 3 or 4 weeks, go ahead and make it 6 or 7.
Well, it just doesn't look any better, and it doesn't sound any better. Here's Raheem Morris talking about what is going on and the Falcons shooting themselves in the foot.
We keep finding ways to make it tough. We certainly do that. Very winnable game for us. We got to find a way to make a play. We keep saying it every single week. You know, somebody's got to make a play, step up at the end, whether it be offense, defense, or special teams, and had some opportunities and was not able to get away with it.
No, we weren't able to get away with anything. Couldn't get them off the field, and then you give up the monster play in overtime where you just couldn't stop a rumbling tight end, putting them in field goal range to set the thing up and end the game.
I think they said that guy had 3 catches in the last 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then you have 3 guys that have a chance to tackle him, and you try to punch the ball out as opposed to tackle. It's really... It's all about, like, understanding situational football. Where's my defender? Where's my leverage? Do I have help coming from the inside? Should I make the quarterback go in? It's the Daniel Jones 19-yard scramble on 3rd and 21 after, again, a huge sack. But what does Billy Bowman do? He goes inside as opposed to outside and lets Daniel Jones go down the sideline. And against the Carolina Panthers, the same thing. You have to tackle first. Like, the first guy's supposed to wrap up, then the rest of the guys go try to punch and rip the ball out. But it's become like a punch-happy league where guys just do that, and you let the guys just – it was unbelievable to see that guy catch that ball and run through our entire defense to set up the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, it was Tommy Tremble, who had a terrible drop earlier in the game for them that would have been a first down. That's the type of guy you allow to beat us. You could go back to the final drive when you needed a chance to stop them. They throw just a screen pass and nobody decides to tackle Rico Dowdle. Now, I get it. It was a great call by Dave Canales that gets him out to the.
How many times? And that's another thing. Like, the last few weeks, the offensive coordinator for the opposing team has done an unbelievable job because we just tell everybody what we're doing. Mm-hmm. We're number one in the league as far as pressure rate and playing cover one. And in situational football and tendencies, they see it.
Sure.
And they call these screen passes because we're blitzing people and guys are out of position. And now we got one guy taking on two offensive linemen trying to tackle Rico Dowdle. You need three guys to tackle Rico anyway. So you put yourself in these bad spots, and it just continues to show its face.
Here's Raheem Morris if he's fearful that the players are now tuning out his voice in the locker room.
You do. Obviously, that's, let's say you do worry about the guys responding the right way, particularly as you get an injury. But, there's no room for excuses, and we won't make them.
So, they have to figure it out. You have to wonder, it's just human nature to feel like, oh, here it comes. When you keep losing games like this, and the problem is, Falcons are right there. The NFL is designed for everybody, good teams and bad teams, to be in a one-possession game. And here you are, back-to-back weeks in one-possession games, and you cannot execute. This team cannot finish.
They scored, and then they needed to get the two-point conversion to make sure the field goal didn't win it for us. Mm-hmm. And they do exactly what they need to do. Yeah. I think there were multiple guys open on that two-point conversion. It's just as bad as it gets.
Dude, we've probably kept Bryce Young employed. Like, I know he was a first overall pick, and a year ago, was it a year and a half ago, they benched him for Andy Dalton because he was so bad. But yet, when he plays the Falcons, he looks like the guy that won the Heisman Trophy at Alabama. And if you're a Carolina fan, it's got to be frustrating to go, oh, man, this is the potential of this guy. No, you're just playing a crappy organization. That's all it is. And they own us right now.
I hate to nitpick, but I saw something on the broadcast when Bryce Young got banged up a little bit. He comes off the field a little slow to get up. He walks over to the sideline, and he talks to Andy Dalton, giving him an update. When Michael Penix Jr. went down, you could tell he was clearly frustrated. I didn't see him go talk to Kirk Cousins.
You can't let this happen. Bryce Young's game log. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what that guy's been doing for the last 8 weeks?
Nothing at all.
100. These are yards passing. 121, 150, 198, 199, 188, 102 yards in a win in at Green Bay for how?
Those were like quarter yards, right?
21 was against us the first time.
124 2 weeks ago, and then this week 31 of 45, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. It's impossible. It's impossible to have such a bad game plan for this guy. Let's stop the run. Okay, let's totally forget about the pass. They can still throw the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm. We let Tet McMillan just go bananas. Why on the game when they took the lead is Caden Ellis out there chasing a receiver around? Can I ask that, Finn? Was it because of the scramble of Bryce Young that made him get matched up on the receiver? What does he do? Caden Ellis is a really good football player. What he does best is attack the quarterback, come with an A-gap blitz. Why is he in coverage spinning around like a top trying to cover a wide receiver who ends up wide open for the touchdown?
404-231-1680. Your thoughts, your analysis, your feelings about what is going on now with an injured starting quarterback, and it looks like an injured Drake London for the Falcons moving forward. Grady, you've been holding. Thank you for calling us here in the locker room.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call as usual. I did something yesterday that I have not done at a Falcons game. I'm a season ticket holder. I left with us having the lead. Oh. Before the game over the weekend, talking to my family and stuff, I said, look, I want to beat Carolina like they beat us. I wanted to really return that beatdown that we allowed them to give us. With when we were leading at 21-19, and I told my daughter who I took to the game, let's go, because I could feel it. I had no confidence that the Falcons were going to win that game after they let a fumble on a return continue to give them life. So I left with them having a lead. I am done, and I am one of the most optimistic Falcon fans I think there is out there. My family gets on me about my optimism with the Falcons. I even called you guys last week and said we're going to win 3 straight games to get back to 6-6. I am done with the Falcons for the rest of this year. Casey won 12 one-score games last year. We continue to lose one-score games this year. It's just, again, coaching and other factors. But I'm just, like I said, I'm done, guys. You guys have a great day, and maybe talk to you next Sunday.
Thanks for the call, Grady. We'll get through it together. I didn't go. I thought about it, and I had a good time off, and I didn't want to go in the building and do the whole tailgate thing and then just be let down. So I said I needed a game off. And so I didn't go. And, I completely understand how people are feeling. The Falcons have a football problem. They have a winning problem. They've got coaching issues, and they've got fan issues now. And they're going to have to do some clever marketing without winning showing up, the rest of this season, and, the hope that probably won't be there going into next. They're going to have to do a great job of getting people fired up and giving them a reason to get up and go, and now to go and stay if they want people to be in that building to watch that product.
One of the greatest hustles of all time was PSAs in that building.
Yeah, I fell for it.
Since the time that building has been open. PSL. Yeah. You have not hosted a single playoff game. You have not participated in a single playoff game. You have not had a single season where you finished above 500. That is one of the great hustles of all time.
What are you supposed to do? That's how you build buildings in these days.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we help build it.
That's how you hustle people out of their money. And they won't get a dime of mine until they fix it.
They got a lot of fixing to do.
The third quarter, I think we had the ball for 2 minutes and 57 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. The entire third quarter.
That's not good.
Well, that's a problem for your defense. They've been on the field for an hour, it seems like, every game the last 3 weeks.
They gave up a quick score coming out of the half, right? Under a 3-minute drive in the NFL for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. So now we got a ball game, right? It's 21-10 because you give up a field goal right before halftime on another minute 16 drive where you let them go right down the field and make something happen. So now it's 21-10. Come out at halftime, you give up a touchdown, right? 21-16. I guess they missed the extra point or whatever they do.
Yeah, the fumble on special teams.
Natron Brooks, it's been nice. You have zero business being on this football team. Zero. But then when you get guys injured like we have, you got to throw guys in there. That's what happens. So you fumble the kickoff, you give it right back to them. Your defense holds, right, and holds them on downs inside the 10, I think it was. And then you go 6 plays for a whopping 18 yards in just under 3 minutes, punt it away. They drive down and kick a field goal in 4 minutes and 14 seconds on their drive. 21-19. And at that point, what was my man's name? Grady. The game is officially over.
Time to go.
And you're winning.
Yeah, beat traffic, time to go.